What's good with your fam? Welcome to Big Faces Worldwide, where we talking nothing but this boxing, man. Hey, listen, man, shout out to the Boxing Voice, man. They had Jimenez, who is the manager of Luis King Kong Ortiz. They had him on the show this morning, man. And, he wanted to clear the air about, the things that were being said about his client, Luis Ortiz, things that were being said about his team in a whole. Jimenez said a lot of things that, caught my attention. He said that they have a promoter, which is, I believe, Dade Promotions or something like that. It's a promoter, small promoter down there in Florida where Luis Ortiz in his camp is based out of. He was the guy who was negotiating, supposedly, negotiating with Eddie Hearn and DAZN on this offer. Now, he said that their promoter led them to believe that, without giving them a number or whatever, he led them to believe that the offer that Eddie Hearn was offering was a low ball offer. So he did not actually see the offer, did not actually talk to Eddie Hearn about the offer first before he made his public statement, before he made his public post saying that, Eddie was so pissed off with Eddie Hearn that it was a low ball offer, that he did not want to do business with Eddie Hearn. He does not have, they don't have this type of problems with Al Heyman. He went on a rant, man. You could tell by, the wording in his statement that, he was quite upset with Eddie Hearn and, basically put out there that, Anthony Joshua, Eddie Hearn was lowballing them because they did not want to fight Luis Ortiz for real, But today, I think, this is my opinion, we all got opinions, man, and that's what we do on here, man. We come on here and, we give some facts, but we also add our opinions to different situations. So I'm going to add my opinion to this situation, man. I do think that this guy, Jimenez, Team Ortiz, I think they're doing a little backtracking, man. I think they're trying to save face because Matchroom's Eddie Hearn came out and said, after he heard that, you could tell Eddie Hearn was pissed off, man. Eddie Hearn said, okay, you want to play games with me? He said he texted Jimenez, and cursed him out or whatever he did, man. But he said, you know what? You want to play with me? I'm going to expose you. Next week, I'm going to show proof that there was no low ball offer, that, there was a legit offer, that it was for way more money than what you're talking about, man. So my feelings, my opinion on the matter is that Jimenez said, wow, he going to expose us. So we got to get in front of this, man. So they took a day or two, to think about it and come up with their story. And now they're saying that their promoter, the small promoter out of Florida, I believe it's Dade Promotions or whatever, their promoter dropped the ball on this one. You know what I'm saying? He said he has some harsh words for their small promoter. That their small promoter believed that afterwards, after he confronted them about this, you know what I'm saying, that their promoter believed that they can get more money. That's why he said it was a low ball offer. He said that the fight is they got about 30, 40 million, in a kitty, and that 10 million was just a drop in the bucket to what they were receiving, Now, it's all up to how you perceive this, man. My perception is that they're trying to save face. They're trying to save face. My perception is that Luis Ortiz, Team Ortiz, I'm going to just say that, Team Ortiz, my perception is that they did not want to fight Anthony Joshua for whatever reason. I don't know if they didn't have enough time. I don't know if they didn't, think they could beat Anthony Joshua. I don't know what it was, but for whatever reason, my opinion is that Team Ortiz did not want to face Anthony Joshua. Now, he went on in this interview to talk about how, because I did a video on this a couple days ago, man, where I brought up the fact that Ortiz had mentioned prior to this that he would take pennies pennies on the dollar for the opportunity to fight Anthony Joshua. You know what I mean? So they just blew my mind that, them coming out saying that they would turn down this fight after saying such a thing. You understand what I'm saying? But, he continued on in the interview and just stated that, the money didn't matter. He stated that they are going to make that money anyway this year. Did you hear what I just said? They said that they are going to make that money anyway this year. I don't understand it. How? Where? With who? Fighting who? You understand? Fighting who? Wilder? Okay, I could see them making $5 million with Wilder, but there is no guarantee that Wilder gets past Dominic Breazeale. He's the favorite. Everybody, thinks he's going to knock out Dominic Breazeale. I believe he will knock Dominic Breazeale out. But we all know this is the boxing game, man. And in the boxing game, you cannot guarantee anything. You understand what I'm saying? We have seen stranger things happen. We have seen the underdog shock the world many and plenty of times. So it's not out of the way that Dominic Breazeale can upset Deontay Wilder. So you mean to tell me that they are just banking on the Deontay Wilder fight? He also said that his promoter said that there is a lot of money on the table. There are a lot of offers on the table where they're going to make this money. So he may be insinuating that, besides Deontay Wilder, there's more money on the table. I just don't see how. I just don't see why. I just can't put two and two together. It just don't add up to me. Something sounds a little sneaky deaky to me in this conversation. You know what I mean? I like Luis Ortiz. I think he's a very, very talented boxer, man. Very talented boxer. But you have to look at the particulars, man. The guy is 40 years old on paper. The guy, he had a shot at the heavyweight champion of the world, Deontay Wilder. He blew it. He got knocked out. You know what I'm saying? He been a pro for what, 10 years or more, around 10 years. You know what I'm saying? And he hasn't made a lot of money compared to what boxers consider a lot of money, man. They're reporting that his highest payday was $500,000. Now I know Jimenez said that it was more than that. You know what I'm saying? But okay, if it was more than that, let's say $1 million. All right, let's say $1 million. Okay, I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. His highest payday was $1 million. You understand what I'm saying? How could your promoter turn down $5 million? And from what I understand, from what he was saying, is that $5 million was going into Ortiz's bank account. That was excluding the promoter fees and everybody else's fees. From what I gather, I may be wrong, but from what I gather is that $5 million was like a guaranteed figure that Luis Ortiz was supposed to get. You understand what I'm saying? He just contradicted himself several times during the interview, man. And to be quite honest with you, I just don't see how, his promoter could turn down that type of money. Yeah, they need you. DAZN, Matchroom, Eddie Hearn, Anthony Joshua, they need you to save their event. You know what I'm saying? You are the front runner that everybody wants to see. They want to see Anthony Joshua versus Luis Ortiz, no doubt about it. You know what I'm saying? And should he get more than $5 million? I think he should. You know what I'm saying? If Big Baby was supposedly getting 6.5, why don't you offer the guy who's going to save your event 6.5? You understand what I'm saying? And one can argue that he should even get more, because he got less time to prepare. He's saving your event. You know what I'm saying? Give him $10 million. You understand what I'm saying? But to cut off negotiations, to say that you're done negotiating, Eddie Hearn said that he would return. He would go back and do a counter offer. You know what I'm saying? But from what Jimenez was saying, he leads me to believe that he thinks it's a done deal. That this promoter, whoever it was, he burnt that bridge down. He rode over the bridge and blew it up after him. Ain't nobody coming after him. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's crossing that bridge again. That's what I was led to believe. You understand what I'm saying? And then it makes you wonder, where is the advisor, Al Heyman, come into all this? You understand what I'm saying? I did not hear him mention Al Heyman's role into these negotiations. You know what I'm saying? If this is his job, is to advise, and we've heard him be in so many meetings and so many negotiations in the past, how come Al Heyman wasn't able to, bridge the gap that you needed to be bridged? You know what I'm saying? It just don't sound right to me. It just don't sound right to me, man. But that's the story, man. Team Luis Ortiz came out today, was on the Boxing Voice, man, and stated that their small promoter in Dade Promotions or whatever, dropped the ball on this one, man. He said Luis Ortiz wants to fight bad. He wanted to get in there and rumble Anthony Joshua, but his promoter was being a little greedy. He wanted to go after more money. He told Jimenez and Ortiz that there was a blank check and that he's going to get him more money. He said Luis Ortiz and them said, all right, well, cool, go get that money, man. Then he comes back to him and said, we blew it. It's over. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. I don't see how. They're still looking for an opponent. They haven't announced an opponent yet. So how could it be off the table, man? That leads me to believe that they really don't want to fight. He said in the interview how Anthony Joshua fight is much easier than Deontay Wilder, how, being a southpaw gives him the advantage, give Luis the advantage over Joshua. Joshua won't have enough time to prepare for southpaw, and this is the perfect time to get him. Oh, that sounds good. Oh, that sounds really good. Why didn't you make the fight? You understand me? Why didn't you make the fight? We all want to see it, Me being a boxing fan, me holding out hope. Hopefully it still gets made, man. Hopefully, we could put these conversations behind us, and I don't have to call Luis Ortiz a duck. I don't have to say Luis Ortiz ducked Anthony Joshua. Hopefully we can put this behind us. I seen my man, the Boxing Block Center, he called Luis Ortiz Kitty Kong. Luis Kitty Kong Ortiz. He's a trip for that one, man. But shout out to the Boxing Block, man. But that's all I got, man. In the meantime and in between time, I want y'all to stay blessed and keep on supporting this thing that we love called boxing. Peace. I'll holler back.